we have a bunch of villagers that just sit down here with all their jobs, but that's it. That's it. They're just stuck in a cave. Well, I'm going to change that. We have this spot right over here by my house and by the giant king creeper and by our villager breeder. With all these villagers down here as well, I'm going to build a village. Let's get started. This is a typical villager house. Pretty straightforward, pitched roof, double door, very generic block definition. This is another example of a villager house, exact same thing, but single door, single style, pretty basic, pretty definition. They have maybe a little stable. This is a typical village. Pretty basic, pretty generic, pretty straightforward. I'm going to be updating it to a little bit more modernization and a little bit more detail in the building. So here I'm actually starting by clearing out some of the terrain around me and clearing out this little mini horse stable we had. I wanted to make sure that we had plenty of room to build this village before I start working on the first house. So here I'm just kind of moving some terrain, and then here in a second I actually go and collect materials for the actual builds, and that's sort of the main part. I bring out a few shulker boxes, crafting table, and a stone cutter, because it's going to be made out of deep slate and spruce. And so I wanted to make sure that I had a stone cutter to get variety in deep slate, even though I sort of changed it up to just deep slate bricks eventually. This first house I was basing it off of the double door house style village house. I didn't actually end up doing a double door because I built it on an odd number, so center door is what worked out better. But this house kind of came out as one of the better designed houses. It's very simple. It's got very little detail, but it's also very simple. It was supposed to be the double door because later I built the 5x5, and was supposed to be the double door, but it didn't turn out that way. This actually becomes the cartography house because later in the video I give them all designated jobs. And so here I'm just kind of running around trying to collect more materials, and then this is actually where I start finishing the house. I actually mess up the roof a little bit. I start off pretty strong on the roof, I feel like. Good design. Then right here, I completely mess it up with that little, I don't even know what you'd call that, little hook. I don't know. It kind of just messed up a little bit. So I go back through and change that after I'm finished pretty much with the entirety of the roof and get through the rest of it. But from there, I just finish up the roof, put the windows in, put the door on, and then it's done. I add a little bit more detail on the sides to give it a little bit more depth, a little bit contrasting blocks just to help it. But yeah, no, it was a pretty simple house. It was supposed to be the double door, but it actually did not turn out that way. I wish it had, but I can always rebuild it later or build another double door. I was thinking about expanding the village off to that farm section there inside eventually, but this is kind of what and how it came up with for the time being. There you can see right there I changed that little peak on the roof to just a slab and took down the two wood staircases, but let's get moving on to the next build. So this house is actually supposed to be the church / the cleric's house. Like I said, I wanted to try to style them after the main village houses. Some of them don't turn out that well. This one I tried to update the church a little bit, This isn't my strongest build. I know that this one definitely could have been a little bit different, but it still resembles a church in some aspects. You know, it gets that long end, and then it also gets that spiring tower. Um, the tower is actually not a functional tower. I was going to make it one, but then I was like, we're not going to be in these, and the villagers aren't going to need to go up at all. But this is sort of the back end piece that I built. It's basically mostly glass to sort of give it that light and that exposure that churches have. And then later on, I go in and actually finish the tower. I'm trying to kind of scooch in here and show you what is going on in the back here. Like I said, it's just a long, tall, peaked roof, kind of like the normal village cleric and normal village church. Here I add a different glass than the other house. This is actually black tinted glass. I didn't want to do regular white glass because it's a church. It's also meant to have a little bit of different and variety to it. So I went with the black stained glass. I'll go over here to the side, and that's where I actually just built. I built the walls up here, but later on I go down and I actually change them to windows. This is where I'm trying to figure out this main front tower room. This is where I wanted to make it a functioning room, but then I decided not to. This is where I come in and put the windows in. I just made them 3 high. And then I come back out here to work on the tower. So it was going to be functional, but it ended up not being. So I just decided to sort of build up, add a little bit of variety of the deep slate and the spruce, and then add some depth. I should have put some fence posts on the like tips of the blocks of the logs just to give it a little bit more variety, kind of like the tower that we made in episode 1. But this is sort of how it's finished out to look like right now. But that's supposed to be the church and the cleric's house for that. And it just kind of turned out like that, I guess. This next house is the blacksmith's house, actually. I just fell down a hole there, that's why I had to fly out of there. But this is supposed to represent the blacksmith's house. I wanted to give it a little bit of variety with building it sort of into the mountain, kind of like a medieval style variation, but also give it that arch, or that, not the arch, but the overhang that normal village blacksmiths have, and then sort of like a curved interior, which you'll see when I redo all the interiors later down the episode. You'll see that it's kind of curved. There you can kind of see it from the outside, but I wanted to do sort of a curved interior and then have a overhang, just like the normal blacksmith in a normal village. Sort of trying to keep the normal village theme and vibe a thing, while also putting our own spin on it and our own twist on it, and giving it our own style. Here I'm just sort of trying to build the roof in a little bit of a different depth and build it like it looks like it's into the mountain and the hill. And it kind of gives off the effect, but not as much as I was hoping it would. But it's just a very generic, basic house. This one doesn't have a ton of detail, but I think that's probably just because of the fact that it's located in the mountain. Here I'm adding sort of that villager path, try to give it a little bit more of a villager theme, and that's the entirety of the blacksmith house. There's not much to it. I later add detail down the line with blocks and stuff when I do the interiors. Here I'm just marking out where I'm actually going to be building the next houses, and so we'll get into those right now. So this next house is actually supposed to be. This was going to be the 5x5 or the 3x3 house, but I decided to actually turn it into the cook's house and give the village a little bit more of a theme. This cook's house ends up being the worst build out of all of them, I think. And there's always got to be one build that everyone hates a part of the normal Minecraft village. So I decided to sort of incorporate that into here because it wasn't by intention, but it came out that way. Just here, it just doesn't add. And then I add this big furnace on the back, and it just does not look like it belongs there. I don't know what I was thinking when I was building this house, but this one I will be updating in the future. I just thought, go for it, try something different, see what happens. Maybe some people like it, I don't. But you know, I had a plan of what I wanted to do, and I was going to stick to it no matter what. And I think I achieved that in some capacity, at least. Basically, this is sort of where I'm just trying to figure out the furnace, and then here I go into the roof. This is such a weird building because I do that little angle out to try to give it some depth, but it doesn't necessarily work, and it looks a little weird. From the front, it looks all right, and actually, if you're standing from the back, it looks pretty good, but the sides, it looks like it's trying to have wings and take off. Really not that. Here, I'm just waiting to come back inside, gathering some materials, because I'm actually going in to build a fireplace, which I decided to build out of redstone, which I didn't have any on me, so I gotta run and grab some, which takes me forever. You'd think I would have an idea, but I guess I did not. So I have to run back to the house and get some redstone, because then I come back with some netherrack, some iron bars, some more cobblestone, and try to build a working furnace with dispensers and flint and steel. But what ends up happening actually is it's just a basic button furnace, because I was like, I was gonna create some fancy redstone design machine to activate the fireplace whenever you walk in, and I might do that in the future, but it did not belong right here and right now. So I'm here, I'm just kind of like messing around with it, and I'm like, I think I can do it better by adding dispensers. So I come back and add dispensers, but there's the netherrack. The other thing I was trying to figure out was the fire, and I didn't want it to burn down the wood, a part of the house, and so I was trying to figure out the way to keep the fire contained. That's why there were so many iron bars and so much cobblestone, because I was very worried, because it's an all wood house basically up at the front, and then the logs are that close that I was getting worried about that. So here I'm trying to figure out the redstone, and I'm not a redstone guy, never really been a redstone guy. I know this is pretty basic redstone, but I, for the life of me, could not figure it out for some reason. There I finally got it working, and I did it on the other side as well. I finally figured it out. Here I kind of go through and I finish that redstone up, put that on, put the button, it activates that. On to the next one. Alright, so here is where I actually built the 5x5 house. This is the one I wanted to build the entire time, because this one looks the most like a normal Minecraft village house with my own detail and spin on it. Now the first one we did, kind of a little bit. The blacksmith, I would give it, has some contrasting elements. The church has some contrasting elements. The cook's house, no idea where that came from. I just imagined that in my head and it came out of nowhere, and we can clearly see that it's not a village house. But this one, I think, had the most resemblance to one, with a little bit more depth and a little bit more detail. There's that roof that just is a spire. It's just a continuous stair roof, 5x5, single door, with a little bit more depth, a little bit more detail. This was the house that I was the quickest and the easiest one to build. But this is honestly my favorite. Besides, I'd say the blacksmith, just because I like all the blacksmith style. But this was the easiest one. So now that we've completed this, we need to go in and detail all the houses. So let's get to it. Alright, now that we have our little makeshift village here for our villagers done, we need to decorate this place. We need to add different housing different beds, different builds, everything to decorate these to decorate these buildings so that our villagers can live in them comfortably and appropriately. I have a cartography table that I'm going to put in this house. I also have, thought I had, I guess the stone cutter will go with the blacksmith down here. We'll put that right there. I'm going to open this up actually for him. And then, oh, this needs a floor. Oh, that could have been bad. Let's give this guy a floor. Perfect. We'll go with cobbled deep slate. Perfect. Alright. Now, we need to decorate these houses. They all need beds. They all need at least a chest. And then they all need different jobs of some sort. And then we're going to have to get some people moved in. We're also going to have to put up some fences because we don't want these guys to go anywhere. We just want them to stay in this village. We're gonna do that. I'm gonna put a brewing stand in here since this is kind of like the cleric. You will get a chest right there. Actually, I'll put a barrel in here too for you. You'll get that there. You also get this. That's the cooker, and you need a grindstone. Here's the cooker. You'll get a smoker. We're going to do it right here. This is a working fireplace. So, he does have one of those already. You'll get a chest as well. And then we're going to put your bed, like right there. And this is just a generic house. Oh, that's what it was. And then we're going to do this. I kind of want to... I'm leaving that coal there for texture, even though now it's covered. I just thought it looked cool. If I left it there. I don't like that. Let's try this. Give us some availability a little bit on some things. We're gonna do oh, he probably needs an anvil. Yeah, we'll go make an anvil. It's like these are like, I don't know, I'm just kind of setting that up so it's kind of like, you know, if he was banging on something that's bigger, he can use that. While we're here, I guess I could set that up with some brick. Perfect. Now he's got, it's kind of dark in here, I'm not gonna lie. Might go steal one that's at the enchantment room. Nice. Smoker for the cooker. We're gonna do in, yeah. So this is because I want to build this. Well, that's really embarrassing. What?
Oh, okay. It's that. Perfect. Yeah, so I want to do a... Oh my god. Cool. Okay. I wanted to do these because I think these look sick. Okay. Let me do... Well, that's where I'd put the... Can they just sit? Oh, they can. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. So this is going to be cartographer. So we'll do like... Okay. Maps and quests. That will be this house. Kind of like a village style thing. This is just, I think this is just home, a house. So we're just going to do Paradise Inn. Just because it's like not really a thing, you know. And this will be the, oh, this is potions and drinks. Or potions and brews. We'll go with that. This is going to be, foods for adventure. These are very corny names, but we're doing it. And then this is going to be, we got to do like, no. I want it like, and I can't put it on that. Really? I'm curious how this actually... I did want to try this. I want to see how this looks. I kind of like it. Not really, but I kind of like it. Blade and timber. Bet. That looks good. Alright. Let us move some stuff around. In fact, we're going to move this over here to the inn just because I think it'll look better over here. I like how that chest, you can't really see the thing, but... Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to do this. We're just going to turn them all into sticks because I said why not. And then we're going to do... I think it's middle. Nope. How do I mess that up? Boom. This is the long one. That's why I did that. Alright, and I got 6 more. 1, 2. Oh, that's annoying. I mean, I was going to have to make more anyways, but damn. Alright. Oh. Still get out there. Okay, so I gotta make sure I don't believe they can get out anywhere. But then if we do this, and then we're actually going to take that out. Boom. Oh, and we're gonna do this. I remember what I wanted to do here now. Oh. That's going to be staircase, which I don't have because I left them in here, because I left the crafting table in here. Perfect. Okay, and then we're going to do, yep. Inventory is full. Alright. Perfect. And then we are going to stick that and that in there for now. We're going to come back over here because I need some gate. I just need 2 of these, which it means I don't have enough. Beautiful. Awesome. This is going to be North River Village. Established. But we have our village. North River Village. Hell yeah. Perfect. This is kind of cool, actually. I like it in here. It's a good little spot. They've all got beds. They've all got places they can sleep. People they can roam with. Not shutting my doors, which is being a problem, but perfect. This is actually kind of cool. Okay. Well, that. Hi. I want you to live in here with them at the blacksmith because I like blacksmithing. So you are going to sit in kind of, this is going to be my little area if I ever need to come in here. And then, you can come with me, actually. You'll come in here. You'll sit in here, too. Perfect spot. Beautiful. Great. We have our little village. It's raining, which sucks. But, I guess that's just how it goes. Let's see what this little thing looks like from the sky. It's cute. You know, it's not like... I could always later bring this into it a little bit and expand it off to the side, but it's a nice little, oops, it's a nice little village touch. It's a tiny little village. I kind of like it. It looks good. I like it. Well, that is going to be the end for today. We built this village. It's sort of copied after some of the houses. Like the one I'm standing on is copied after one. The cleric is... It's supposed to be a church. Doesn't look fully like a church, but, you know, it works a little bit. Blacksmith, I kind of modified a lot. The cook, very custom. And then that house right there is supposed to be just the bigger version of the, like, 3x3 or the 5x5 or whatever. But I think that all turned out well. So, if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.